Welcome to our channel. This is a channel that deals with the fat fire journey of a family. Our net worth goal is $5 million.
This month has been awesome, really good. Earning just under $130,000. Thank you, markets. Tracking, awesome. First time cracking the 3.5 million mark. Uh, to the right and to the left, the way it should be. Down. I think I want to focus on the number $3.5 million. Finally cracking that sort of like upper bound that we never had. We like to celebrate these sorts of achievements. Great. Is the expense breakdown. As you can see, shopping is taking a huge toll on it. There's a good reason for that. We bought a new bed, so we'll go into the numbers and see the breakdown of why it's so high, and of course other expenses as well. This is the expenses breakdown. Now, as I mentioned, shopping, we bought a new bed. So out of this, about 4.55K is bed and base, etc. So the previous bed had been with us for about 9 years. I was expecting it to be 10 years that we replaced the mattress, but having three kids grow up with that mattress and then jumping on it has caused us to deteriorate much quicker than expected. But this is something we knew and know this is gonna happen every 10 years or so, a huge expense like that. So we have like a special bucket for large expenses for retirement planning. And the rest, food, yeah, inflation has certainly caused that to be pretty bad and pretty consistent, showing up in the top three every month. And kids, is this is to do mostly with childcare, but PTA and band, music, etc. Donations to certain kids' facilities cause this to spike more than usual months. These are the rest of the expensive. So health, even though we've hit our out-of-pocket maximum, it's still there. We still need to buy the occasional Tylenol, and these are a few pairs of new glasses as well towards the end of the year, using the employer benefits for free glasses. Um, it is a little surprising, I agree. Uh, Other big expenses are entertainment. Again, these is to do mostly with Black Friday sales, things of that nature, which cause us to prepay for some classes we will know we will take in 2024. And transportation is fuel, so I think it's now under $5 a gallon, but we did drive a little more than usual, and that really affects the bottom line much quicker than it used to. And travel, this is actually preparing for some 2024 expenses we had. There's some bidding wars on, for example, going to Comic Con. It's something you have to prepay a lot of months ahead towards usual, sort of like last minute trips or even family vacations. Total expenses to $13,000, which is in line for us. Again, most of it is due to the bid this time, but we never really uh, have a downturn in our expenses, unfortunately.
So where we want to be when we retire. Once we have $5 million US, we plan to take from that amount based on the 4% guideline, a yearly income of $200,000. That is pre-tax. Our tax calculations and approaches we will speak on in a later video. So, a little bit about us. We are two working parents. Our main source of income is a W-2 salary for both me and my partner. In addition to that, we have three children, ranging in age from 4 to 8, and we live in a high cost of living area. That will explain some of our expenses in a later portion of the video. So, part of our post-fire budget is I include a 30K stipend for travel, and we started budgeting our vacations to see if that number is good for us or do we need to adjust it according to our vacation style. So we got a couple types of vacation styles we like. There's a high budget vacation and a low budget vacation. And let's look at an example from this past summer.
So this is the travel we did during the summer. We went to Japan without the kids, so this is just for me and my wife. As you can see, the flights are expensive. This is a long flight, but relatively we're surprised by the low cost of Japan in general. The food was super cheap, restaurants as well, super cheap. Stays, I think we stayed with about 70, $80 a night most nights, with a few splurges here and there for a 500 a night hotel. So the total cost of a 3 week sort of hybrid working as well as pure vacation mode cost us 6,500, which is again super low compared to everything else. We were very surprised. We were thinking Japan is one of the most expensive countries in the world, and it is, but I think the food and transportation costs have offset a lot of the other expenses. We took in the last 2 weeks of 2022. That included Arizona. So flights down there for the five of us were $1,200. Food while we're this is groceries shopping while we're on the trip. So things that are like microwave sort of meals or something you can quickly prepare some hot water. Restaurants were high because we ate out and we planned for it. It's a trip you want to try different foods and staples. Stays is higher than we expected for a 2 week duration. So this is about 150 per night. But this is to do with the room size we have to for our party size of 5 people. It requires the more expensive, bigger rooms and things of that nature. Entertainment, we did some attractions, some high cost attractions that are quite unique to the areas we traveled. So that's why this is a bit high, but we budget for it, so it's okay. And shopping, things we bought during the trip, knickknacks, souvenirs, things of that nature. Um, Nothing too extravagant, just a lot of small things that end up in transportation. Transportation. This was a rental car, so this includes the rental cost as well as the fuel cost. Um, and we budget for it, so nothing not understandable there. It is nice to compare like the cost of like an RV trip that we could have done compared to like a rental car plus hotel stays, which brings us to the breakdown. So the total breakdown The total cost of the trip was about $8,000, and the breakdown is about $100 per day per person, which is exactly what we want in our retirements or like travel when we plan to slow down a bit our traveling speed in order to encompass ourselves in the environment and not just rush through the attractions. So this is an RV vacation we took. We traveled mainly in California as well as several parts of Oregon. So as you can imagine, there's no flights doing an RV vacation. We just got in an RV and started driving. Food, since this was an RV, we had the possibility of cooking as well as some restaurants because we're on vacation. We didn't want to cook all the time. In stays, these are mainly campground type fees. Entertainment, since we are vacationing, we did several entertainment activity such as mini golf for the kids, as well as some dune buggies for ourselves. And shopping, we travel to different places, we pick up stuff. And transportation, as you can imagine, is the majority of the vacation. This includes the RV cost plus the fuel for an RV, which was quite substantial at California prices. Which brings the RV vacation total to $4,000 US, which is an average of $100 per person per day. We use this to track our number in terms of our budget for our fire number to see that we're on track to have the lifestyle we want. Which brings the RV vacation total to $4,000 US, which is an average of $100 per person per day. We use this to track our number in terms of our budget for our fire number to see that we're on track to have the lifestyle we want. Another vacation we took was for New York City. This was without the kids. So flights. The flights were very cheap. We're thinking probably COVID related. It really cost us $300 to get to New York, which is usually more towards the $1,000 range.
Food, again, some snacks for the road and things of that nature, something we can quickly do. Restaurants, this is New York, so we don't have a kitchen. We had to eat out for most of our meals. Hotels, that's including stays, $300 per night. Seems reasonable for us. Sorry, $200 per night. Entertainment, this is New York. Everything costs more. And entertainment really stands out. Shopping, a lot of shopping to do there. And transportation, these are mainly Uber and Lyft type transportation and rideshare from the airport to the health hotel and vice versa. Which brings the total for the New York vacation to $2,000 plus, which is $375 per day per person. Quite expensive, but this we use this number towards our fire budget to make sure we are aligned and the lifestyle we want to achieve post retirement. So this is the Hawaii vacation breakdown. Flights being both flights from the mainland to the island, plus some inter-island flights. Food is supermarket type grocery shopping. Restaurant is a bit high, but it's expected. It's a vacation. Stays in this case, it's hotels and Airbnb combined, depending on where we were. Entertainment are excursion type activities. Most of the time we spent free doing free activities, beach, hikes, things of that nature. And transportation, in this case, applies to the rental cars. As you know, rental cars have taken a hike in terms of pricing. Yeah. So the total Hawaii vacation cost is $6,000 plus. This was about 11 days, which comes down to $120 per day per person, which is in line with the RV vacation, which is quite a surprise. Um, So this is the cost breakdown of a California vacation we took. Flights are flights from our location into California, specifically the Los Angeles area. Food is grocery type shopping. We didn't take an Airbnb, we were in the hotels. So food is just what we can eat, sandwiches and things of that nature. Restaurant, yeah, it's a bit high, it's a vacation. We ate out quite a lot. Stays are hotels. Los Angeles is super expensive. So this is about $200 a night average. Some were cheaper, some were more expensive. Entertainment, well, we're in vacation. Went to a few shows, things of that nature. Not too bad price-wise compared to the hotel stays, but we didn't go to, top performers or anything like that. Um, and transportation is cars and fuels, which is a huge component now. I think in California was about $5.50 per gallon, quite expensive. Which brings the total of that vacation, the California one, to $2,600, which comes to about $180 per day per person. It's a little high when we expect to retire. We expect to pay about this for a family. I think the cost here is due to the hotels. $200 a night is quite expensive. Plus the fuel is quite expensive, but it is a good point when we look forward and to vacations in high cost of living areas, we should adjust accordingly. Our vacation budget has enough leeway for that. So, recipe of the month. You're asking yourself, why does this show up in a fire-related log? Well, we plan on traveling, and we like to cook our own food. It saves us costs on the restaurant type expenses, as well as we're planning to travel in various areas of the world. Uh, some of the foods we might like, some of the foods we might not. It's better, especially with kids, to have like a home base of meals that you can make anywhere in the world because there are the ingredients. So we've tried pineapple fried rice, bit of sweetness along with the protein. The kids seem to like it. Some of them take the pineapple chunks out, some of them eat them, but they get that sweet flavor as well as the protein from the eggs. Our debt this month, we are still tracking for zero debt, and we plan to continue this approach. It has taken us long, long years to get to this approach and this number. I haven't started this blog once we were in debt, but it took us about 4 years to get out of debt.